The funding for this video is provided by the amazing members of my Patreon. Also contributions from viewers like you. Thank you. Yeah, I started from PBS Kids. What you gonna do? Fight me? Anyway, roll the video.
Come on, boys, get loud. 'Cause when the music starts bumping, the whole place will be jumping. It's my scene, my scene. You know what I mean. It's my scene, you know what
Hey y'all, it's Harriyanna, and welcome back to the pirate ship, also known as Harry Hook's pirate ship. I am the captain. You are not my first mate. I don't got no first mate because y'all want to know why? Well, nobody is worthy of being the first mate. Hey everybody, hi, I'm Harriyanna, and I like to make content based off nostalgia and family and children's entertainment and all the issues that I find within those spaces. Now, I know my regulars here on the pirate ship, my regular pirates. Hey, how y'all doing? Make sure y'all like the video. Okay, anyway, but let me get on with it. You guys are wondering why I am doing voiceover today and I am not on camera at the moment. I haven't really been feeling well. As a lot of you guys have known, I have been dealing with grief, and it really has been having a toll on my physical and my mental health, and I just feel like I don't look good enough to be on camera right now. I'm not in the mood to do my hair. I'm not in the mood to do my skincare routine. It happens, okay? Grief is just very difficult. But this is a video right here that I want to go ahead and get out the way because of how emotionally draining it has been on me. It is very taxing, and I'm ready to get it over with. So I was like, girl, do a voiceover video in full. You have not done a voiceover video in full since like 2020. So you're gonna sit here and do one today. Okay, so the main reason I decided I wanted to do this video is because I constantly look back on my teen years and my preteen years when I am making these videos. As I say, I like to talk about nostalgia and family and children's entertainment and all the issues I find within those spaces. Today's video is going to be strictly on nostalgia because this is something that I have yet to see someone on YouTube tackle, and I'm actually very surprised, but I am going to get into it. Now, before we get started, I do have a brief disclaimer. I am not saying that these things are okay, nor am I saying one thing is right or another thing is wrong. I am making this video to talk about the double standards and how we view them and how the world views Black girls. Okay, got it? Yeah? Okay, let's begin. So it was the year 2011. I was 12 years old and I had just begun the second worst year of my life. No, I think this was actually the worst year of my life, but it was the second year of middle school. And during this time period, the most popular form of social media for teenagers was Facebook, okay? Twitter was for the adults. Nobody gave a fuck about Instagram yet. And what happened on Tumblr stayed on Tumblr. What happened on Tumblr did not leave that site until years later, as we have all these YouTube videos about Tumblr bullshit, which I enjoy watching. Facebook is where all the mess was, especially when it came to teenagers. One day I came home from school and I logged into Facebook on the computer, and I logged in on the computer because I did not have a smartphone yet. At this time period, no one really had a smartphone. I mean, we did have smartphones, but it was like more people had an iPod more than a smartphone. It was a very strange era, okay, especially when it came to social media. But there was this one video going around, and I saw the video as somebody that I was friends with reposted it, and I had no idea what was going on with it. As I was a literal child, I had no idea what was going on. I was a bit disturbed because I was like, okay. So I just scrolled past it and I went on about my business. And then I remember the more I would scroll, I would see other people in my class talking about this one video. So I was like, okay, so I'm not the only one that just saw that. Anyway, moving on to going to school the next day, everyone was talking about that video. And the video I'm speaking about is a video of a teenage Black girl doing a thing on her classmate. This video became known as the Amber Cole video. And it was a huge trending topic, okay? Like everywhere on the internet, there was people talking about it. Everyone at school was talking about it. And they all were doing one major thing. They were all sitting here and making fun of this girl for what she had done. And it was also, they were making fun of her hair, they were making fun of her clothes, and they were all making fun of her school shoes because she was wearing Skechers in them, and that was seen as extremely uncool. Ugh. I remember it got so bad at school that the teachers were telling the students to stop talking about it or they would get in trouble. But this discussion with Amber Cole in that video wasn't just coming from middle schoolers and high schoolers. This was a big discussion with adults on the internet. Amber Cole was a hot topic. And because she was a hot topic, you had people constantly making jokes about her for followers. You constantly had people making YouTube videos about her as well. Which was another thing from that era. Like, this is the era before TikTok, before Musical.ly, and even before Vine. I think Vine honestly kind of made this shit a lot worse. I'm not gonna lie. Grown adults were always making videos clowning teenage black girls. Like, remember Sharkeisha? Do y'all remember Sharkeisha? Do y'all remember Jade? Okay, internet history time for those people who don't know who these are. You're most likely white if you don't know who these people are, or just non-black, because black people all know who these people are that I am about to mention. Okay, let's begin. Sharkeisha was a fight video of these two black girls where one smacked the other one because she allegedly was fooling around with her boyfriend. Moving on from Sharkeisha, we are going to Jade. Jade was a fight that happened in a school locker room between two black girls that were friends. Jade was talking a lot of shit and then she got her ass whooped. That's the end of that. A few years later, there was a viral video of a black father beating his daughters for posting a twerk video on the internet. And then same with that girl named Nia Green, whose mom beat her on Facebook Live for posting inappropriate content online. And then we have the tragic case of Amy Joyner, who got in a fight in the school bathroom and it resulted in her losing her life.
Cannot brutalize someone, pummel someone in the bathroom and lead to their death, and there's no consequence for that action.
Consequences finally decided in court Thursday. The victim's family sat silently as a judge ruled the teen shown beating Joyner Francis in the video ultimately caused her death. A second teen found guilty of helping to plan the attack.
Imagine that was your daughter or sister or...
Well, I can imagine it because it happened to me, except I didn't die. I got beat up in a high school bathroom because I thought I was cute and somebody's boyfriend liked me. And I'm just sick to my stomach and upset at the fact that that little girl lost her life because someone disagreed with somebody else liking somebody. It had nothing to do with her.
Hey, boys ain't worth
It's
it.
just ridiculous. Like, what did she do so bad to get beaten so bad? Like, what is the point? Now, how do you feel? Now she's not even here. What about her parents? What about her siblings?
A few years back, there was a black girl who was on the Dr. Phil show who got on the show putting on a damn circus saying that she was really a white girl on the inside. And then we have the case of Tracy Barbie. She was on Catfish. I'm not even gonna get into Tracy. It's obvious that she needs help, and I'm not gonna sit here and make fun of her, okay? It's interesting how all these black girls got clowned on the internet. They're never heard from her again, or they're not really heard from all that much, because Tracy Barbie is now on YouTube, but all these other people, you don't barely hear anything about them, okay? But all these white girls who got fame, more like infamy, for cutting up on the internet. It is not even just white girls, it's just non-black kids in general. They get infamy cutting up on the internet. They're all like influencers and well off now. It's misogynoir. It's full-on misogynoir. Anyway, continue back to Amber Cole. Amber Cole was the first time that I ever saw this happen. With Amber Cole, people were calling her fast and they were slut-shaming her, doing the typical adultification stuff that they always do to black girls. Remember that section of my Hey Arnold video when I was reading the tweets on what people were saying about a fictional 13-year-old girl, and they were constantly calling her a hoe and a slut and everything like that. Think about Chloe from Hey Arnold and put that with a real black girl. That's what was done to Amber Cole. No, I am not saying what Amber Cole did was okay, but people are too comfortable being ruthless when it comes to the way they speak about black girls. And what was so frustrating about the situation is that everyone was talking about Amber, but nobody was talking about that boy that she was doing that to. No one was talking about the guy who recorded it, but she was the only one who got clowned on the internet for it. Everyone acted like Amber was the person in the wrong, but if you ask me, it wasn't her that was just in the wrong, it was all three of them. We need to have a discussion about the way we view teenage sexuality. During the same time period in my life, I was 12, and then a few months later, I was 13. I was officially a teenager. And this was when I first began to notice this double standard of teen sexuality at my school. As kids would get in trouble for kissing and like even hugging, the girls would get into big trouble with their parents, but the boys' parents did not care. They even applauded them for that. In gym class, if a boy pulled down a girl's gym shorts, he was praised. And yet, y'all, before I even played with me, yes, this was a thing. It happened to me. Middle school was hell, okay? I hate looking back at it. That's why I couldn't be on camera to record this video. Because this video just got me in so much distress right now. Okay, anyway. But if a girl done it to a boy, she was called a hoe if she pulled down a boy's gym shorts. Yeah. Boys constantly got applauded for watching porn in the back of the classroom, but the girls that was back there watching it with them got shamed. I remember that I had friends tell me that they had their first kiss, but they didn't want anyone to know because they were afraid of being called a hoe. And when I went to high school, all the names of the girls who slept around with everyone would be all over the school, but none with any of the boys. I was a freshman in high school, and I remember I would have people tell me, hey, stay away from this girl because she's a hoe. But I'm like, but what about the guy hoes too? I need to know who they are too. And then when a girl lost her virginity and it got around, they would lie and say that it wasn't true. Like, it reminded me of that one scene from On My Block, which is a very terrible show. I don't think it's good. Don't play with me. That's my opinion. But it was that scene where Monse and Caesar had slept together, and then he told when he promised her not to.
What are you doing here? Get out.
Hear me out, please. I never meant to hurt you.
Then why did you say it? We promised we weren't going to tell anybody.
At school, I also noticed that if a girl was a virgin, it was seen as cute. But if a boy was a virgin, he was seen as a loser. I remember one day in my 9th grade math class when we had gotten on the subject of sex. Okay, y'all, we barely did any work in this math class. I remember more of the conversations that I had in this class than actual algebra, okay? Which is probably why I failed algebra twice in college, because I didn't learn algebra properly in the 9th grade. Y'all, I don't understand how I went to one of the top schools in the county and I don't know how to do basic math or physics. This is not okay. Okay, anyway. But while all the girls said they were gonna wait for the right person, all the guys said they were ready to go and get it over with that coming summer. And men have been known for taking their sons to strip clubs for their birthdays. And this behavior transfers over into adulthood, which is why misogyny is a big fat ass problem within society that doesn't seem to go away, okay? I remember I had mentioned before, but I was like, racism and misogyny are literally the root of everything if you look hard and think hard enough. Okay, anyway, let's continue. But these behaviors are transferred over into adulthood. It's like men are encouraged to be hypersexual and women are encouraged to be as least sexual as possible or to suppress their sexual feelings so they don't look unprofessional. Like, it's actually very strange the way we view sexuality when it comes to the female body. And this also contributes to men thinking that they have control over women's bodies. That's why catcalling is such a big thing. Men feel as if they have control over women's bodies because they are constantly telling them what they can do with them their entire lives, especially when it comes to the subject of coochie hair, okay? Okay, by the way, speaking of coochie hair, do not be out here shaving your coochie simply because your man wants you to, okay? Bye. If you're gonna get that thing waxed for you, not for a man. All right. Okay, and speaking of coochies, okay, this is the most we have talked about genitals on this channel. Wow. But when it comes to the subject of female rappers, one of the main issues that everyone brings up is that female rappers only rap about sex. People get mad when female rappers rap about their sexuality, and they will openly admit that they like to have sex in their music. And then people will complain about it. But I find it very interesting. But if a male rapper does the exact same thing, and they've been doing the same fucking thing since the fucking 80s, nobody seems to have an issue with that. Society is full of double standards when it comes to both race and sexuality. And when they are both extremely irritating, it's because of racial biases and gender biases. Racial biases and gender biases control what people think is acceptable and what is not. Like, if there is a viral video of a black girl doing something wrong, everybody's sitting here clowning her and laughing at her, which still is a thing, okay? I see it happen all the time. It's not as bad as it was back then, because back then, if there was one viral video of a black girl going viral, a lot of people did not know how to upload videos on the internet back then, okay? But now that it's happening every day, it comes and goes and comes and goes. But there was a viral video back then of somebody cutting up. It stayed for some weeks. If there's a viral video of a black girl doing something wrong, everyone is clowning and laughing at her. But if that same thing were to happen to a white girl, everyone will be pointing out how wrong that is, okay? I don't want to bring this up because I feel like it's not in the same span, but I feel like I need to make a note of it. But it's like, you know, missing white woman syndrome, where white women go missing and everybody is talking about it. But if the same thing happened to a black girl, her name isn't brought up unless it's brought up by the people within her community. I feel like it's the same thing when it happens to black girls and white girls getting bullied on the internet. Black kids are constantly getting bullied on the internet, but when it started happening to non-black kids, let's take Rice Gum for example, okay? And them damn These Kids Must Be Stopped videos. Everybody got on him for called him out for picking on kids. Like, if it gets spread around the school that if a girl slept with a boy, she is then the laughingstock of the school for the entire day. But the boy can go on about his business without anyone bothering him, okay? And by the way, I just need to make a note of this, but this video was from a very heterosexual point of view, because I noticed that there are more biases when it comes to sexuality, because I remember when it got spread around the school that if a girl slept with another girl, nobody would really shame her for that. But if it got spread around the school that if a guy slept with another guy, he got shamed by most of the male population at the school. That is just something that I did need to make a note of. But yes, I needed to talk about that. But it also plays into misogyny as well when it comes to the way we see homosexual relations. It's like how in adulthood, men are encouraged to be hypersexual with women, which leads to them seeing women as objects and not people like them. And it's just a hot ass mess, and I am so tired. I'm just so freaking tired, okay? But thank you guys so much for watching this video. What do you guys think about this? Does anybody have stupid stories from their high school about like math and shit like that? Because I'm telling y'all, I did not learn I really don't know algebra, y'all. Like, I'm actually very concerned about how I'm gonna graduate college because I'm scared. I'm actually super duper scared. But this is great. I'm gonna go ahead and edit this. I'm sitting here talking to you guys in my PJs, and my hair is fuckity fucked up. These braids need to be tucking out, okay? But if you guys want to support my channel, I have Buy Me a Coffee link and a Ko-fi link down below. If you guys want to buy merch at harriyannahook.com, link to that will be down below as well. If you guys want another way you can support me, support the Progenies, that is my web series, link to that will be down below. And another way you can support me for free is just to follow me on everything at Harriyanna, HARRIYANNA. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a good night.
'Cause I work hard to get to this point in my life. I'm blowing up, so don't hate, just congratulate.
The Powerpuff Girls will just blow your mind. Buttercup like villains 3 at a time. Bubbles will smile while kicking your butt, and Blossom will lead them out of their rut. Cherish and Powerpuff, 2 of a kind. Both wanna save the world before bedtime. From Townsville, Memphis, New York to LA, the Powerpuff Girls are just here to stay. They coming through and fighting, and everyone they shocking. You know no one can stop them all.